As well. Let me welcome in the chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee, Tennessee Congressman Mark Green, to help me pivot to some other big stories out there. Mr. Chairman, nice to see you. Another conservative conspiracy theory, quote, quote, proven now to be true. According to reports, the CIA and foreign intelligence agencies illegally targeted President Trump's campaign in 2016. You know, it's 7 years later, and I want to remind the folks out there how the media was playing all this when these issues were raised years ago. Watch.
There's no real evidence of that.
Of course there is. No. It's all over the place. Leslie,
Sir,
they spied on my campaign and they got caught.
Can I say something? You know, this is 60 Minutes, and we can't put on things we can't verify.
You won't put it on because it's bad for Biden.
We can't put on things we can't verify.
Leslie.
So Leslie Stahl there, Congressman, claiming that, nobody spied on your campaign. Now we know differently. Why has this illegality not been investigated, and why aren't people in jail for this?
I'm very confident Jim Jordan and his politicization subcommittee and judiciary is going to dig into this. You know, it just came out, the confirmation on this. So they will get into it and hopefully hold somebody accountable. You know, on the Homeland side, we had Mayorkas in our sights, and we accomplished it. I'm pretty confident that Jim will bring some accountability on the judiciary side.
Right. Mr. Brennan, according to this report, was the one who spearheaded all of this. And, of course, as you know, Congressman, this led to the Russia collusion hoax, which was, as well established, it was improperly invented by our government. And, again, nobody's in jail over that either. A little disturbing for you?
Oh, this is horrific. This is like what happens in a third world country. Maybe, some Russian general or something like that doing junk like this, the Soviet Union. I mean, this is insanity that we would have the politicization of the DOJ, of the FBI, and that dossier that got so much credence at the beginning, it was determined not a single word of it was accurate. And yet no one's been held accountable for the initiation of that investigation or any of the others. It's absurd. And Brennan's the one who went off to get all those intel guys to sign the letter. I mean, he needs to pay for that.
Yeah, the Russian laptop letter, which, by the way, I'm sorry, not the Russian laptop, the Hunter Biden laptop, which everybody said was Russian disinformation, and those, and it wasn't. Okay, so let's get to your announcement. I got to admit, it caught me a little bit by surprise, Congressman. Yesterday, you revealed that you'll not be running for re-election. This after your committee successfully impeached DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. Now, you're the fifth Republican committee chair to forego re-election. And then, you couple that with the fact that there are Republicans who actually quit on their voters, didn't finish out their term. Then you add to that Republicans who moved heaven and earth to oust one of your own accused of a crime while allowing a Democrat, Jamal Bowman, who is an admitted criminal, to remain in Congress untouched. Can you see why a lot of conservative base voters are viewing the GOP as abandoning them in the face of a Democrat party that is the most extreme anti-American party this nation has ever been cursed with?
Look, I can only speak for myself. I told the people in my district that I was going to get the best border security bill in the country's history, and that I was going to impeach Alejandro Mayorkas, hold accountability. I did both of those things. And I passed a ton of legislation for the NDAA and our veterans. I've done the things that I came to Congress to do, and the framers are pretty doggone clear. They want citizen legislators. So I can't speak for these other guys. I can only tell you that I made promises and I delivered those. And so I'm going to fight another day on another battlefront field, so to speak.
See, you took me right where I wanted to go. I don't suppose you want to break some news here, Congressman. What are your plans for the future to keep on making an impact?
Look, I love the state of Tennessee, and I love my country. And I think, though, that the battle is not here in D.C. anymore. The states have got to stand up and push back. And so I anticipate, something along those lines. There's a strong chance that, I'm working for the president. I hope that's a possibility. I love President Trump. And the number one, if we're going to save America, he's got to win the presidency, hands down. So over the next several months, I'll be working to help him.
Sir, a lot of conservatives are pointing to the rights of the states, the 10th Amendment, and the reality that it was the states that created the federal government, not the other way around. I think your instincts there are good. Last thing, House has delayed a vote on renewing FISA. That's a law that has been routinely abused, as you know, and ignored by the FBI to victimize Americans. After the FBI broke trust with our people, shouldn't they be forced now to get a dang warrant?
Absolutely, we need to reform FISA. 200,000 Americans with warrantless searches is insane. And the fact that they've actually gone after political organizations, gone after, President Trump and his campaign, gone after sitting congressmen. I mean, it is absurd. So we have to reform FISA, and we've got to hold the FBI accountable. I mean, they're basically running around doing whatever the heck they want to, lying actually to get FISA warrants.
Yep, absolutely. And again, nobody held accountable. Chairman Mark Green, sir, keep us in touch with what you're doing, sir. Can't wait to see what your next steps are. Thank you. Straight ahead on the Chris Salcedo Show.